Have you ever felt that something changed, but you couldn't explain why? The same smile, the same words, yet something in her eyes felt distant. Maybe it's not the silence that hurts most. Maybe it's pretending nothing's wrong. This isn't a story about betrayal. It's a story about signs, small, quiet signs, that every man should learn to see before it's too late. It all began with something small, a new perfume, a different tone in her voice, a silence that wasn't there before. Change doesn't announce itself. It creeps in quietly, like smoke in a sealed room. He couldn't say what was wrong. But her eyes no longer met his the same way. Where once there was warmth, now there was a quiet calculation. Love fades not through anger, but through absence, the absence of small gestures, of gentle words, of effort once made without thinking. It was no one's fault. People change. Hearts shift. But he kept pretending everything was fine, afraid to name what he already knew. Sometimes, the hardest truth to face is the one that doesn't shout, it whispers. Messages became shorter. Conversations became tasks. Good morning turned into yeah. He waited for the old tone, the excitement, the small spark that said, I miss you. But silence became the new language. When love becomes routine, affection dies quietly, not with a scream, but with a sigh. She laughed at messages from someone else more than she ever did at his. And he noticed, but said nothing. Honesty isn't about never lying. It's about not pretending when your heart has already left. Sometimes we stay because we fear starting over more than we fear being unloved. He used to know her schedule, her moods, her laughter. Now, her days were stories he no longer belonged to. You can share a bed and still feel oceans apart. Distance isn't measured in meters, it's felt in silence. He asked, Are you okay? She said, I'm fine. But fine is the most dishonest word in love. She started spending more time out with friends. But her eyes told another story, one of guilt, confusion, and something unsaid. Trust doesn't disappear instantly. It's worn down by unanswered questions and half-truths. He thought giving space would fix things. But space only gives the truth room to grow. When she smiled now, it wasn't for him. And deep down, he knew. The hardest part wasn't losing her. It was realizing she was already gone before she left. Sometimes dishonesty hides behind kindness. It's not what she says, it's how she avoids saying what matters. She said, I just need some time. But what she really meant was, I need distance from you. Truth and lies both have weight. The difference is that truth sets you free, while lies keep you still. He started overanalyzing every word she said, chasing meaning where there was only politeness. Silence began to speak louder than any words. And in that silence, he could hear the ending echoing. The moment he realized she was pretending to care, that was the moment his love began to die. Pretending to love someone is the cruelest form of dishonesty, because it steals time. Not truth. But he stayed silent, because hope is louder than logic. There came a day when she stopped calling, and he didn't notice until it was too late. The end of love doesn't come with a fight. It comes with the quiet comfort of two people who've given up speaking. He replayed old conversations, trying to find the exact word where things went wrong. But words don't break hearts, indifference does. She began disappearing, not physically, but emotionally. Her body was there. Her soul wasn't. In every relationship, there's a moment when one person stops trying. That's when silence becomes final. He called one night, just to hear her voice. The line rang, then stopped. And that was all he needed to know. She didn't lie anymore. She didn't need to. Silence had already taken her place. And yet, he still checked his messages the next morning. Hope dies slowly. Weeks passed. The texts stopped. The memories didn't. He learned that letting go isn't about forgetting. It's about forgiving yourself for holding on too long. Pain, when faced with honesty, becomes wisdom. Lies, when left unspoken, become chains. He realized she wasn't the villain. She was just someone who stopped feeling the same. And that's okay. Real strength isn't in holding on. It's in understanding when something has already ended. Every heartbreak teaches a man not how to distrust love, but how to respect himself within it. He stopped asking, why her? And started asking, what did I learn? The truth is, we all lie sometimes, to protect others or ourselves. But when we lie about love, we lose both. And when he finally looked into the mirror again, he didn't see pain. He saw peace. Love isn't a promise. It's a practice, of honesty, courage, and acceptance. When you master that, you stop fearing lies because you start living truth. In the end, love isn't about finding someone who never lies. It's about learning to see truth, even in silence. When you understand yourself, when you value honesty in your own heart, no lie can truly hurt you. If this story spoke to you, if it reminded you of something you felt but couldn't say, take a moment to share your thoughts below. And don't forget, hit the like button. Subscribe for more stories like this. And let's keep building a space where real feelings and real lessons are shared. Because every truth we face makes us stronger,